The Late Show studio erupted as Stephen Colbert strode to his desk, his grin wide but his eyes glinting with a predator's focus, his voice cutting through the applause with a sharpness that promised blood. The audience, a lively mix of fans and late-night diehards, roared their approval, their energy a restless hum, sensing Colbert was about to unload on a favorite target. Elon Musk, the tech titan whose every move seemed to beg for scrutiny. No guest tonight, just Colbert, his monologues a nightly ritual of late, each one a fresh jab at Musk's mounting controversies, from Tesla's stumbles to his political tightrope. What began as routine satire soon built into a relentless assault, a crescendo of wit that would leave Musk speechless, his silence a trophy for Colbert's victory. Colbert dove in with gusto, his tone a mix of glee and disbelief, as he tackled Musk's latest Tesla headache, a recall of thousands of Cybertrucks over a glitch that had drivers fuming, a story ripe for mockery. He didn't ease into it, instead, painting a vivid picture of Musk as a genius, undone by his own hype, his voice rising as he questioned how a man who'd conquered space couldn't keep a truck's brakes from failing. The crowd laughed, their cheers swelling, as Colbert mimicked Musk's ex-posts defending the mess, his sarcasm thick enough to cut. Was this the future of transport, or just a shiny toy breaking down in real time? Who'd trust a ride from a guy more focused on memes than mechanics? The heat climbed as Colbert widened his lens, his monologue weaving a thread through Musk's recent chaos, from Tesla's stock dips to his flip-flopping politics that had pundits scratching heads. He lingered on Musk's cozying up to Trump one week, then dodging questions the next, his delivery a blend of incredulity and scorn, as he asked if Musk was a visionary or just a weather vane spinning with the latest breeze. The audience fueled it, their gasps turning to roars, some clapping, others hollering, as Colbert piled on, his jabs a steady drumbeat that echoed beyond the studio. Did Musk not see the cracks forming, or was he too busy tweeting to notice the world laughing? By the break, the stage pulsed with a fierce energy, Colbert's hands slashing the air, his grin daring Musk to listen, the crowd a live wire feeding his fire. What had started as another night of barbs had grown into a campaign, weeks of monologues stacking up, each one sharper, bolder, a slow burn now threatening to blaze. Clips were already racing online, the latest salvo poised to hit Musk's orbit, the audience's cheers a testament to a host in command. Could a comedian's words really silence a man who'd faced down industries, or was this the jab that finally broke through? As the lights dimmed, the tension hung heavy, the storm ready to spill over. The break ended, and the Late Show studio roared back to life. Stephen Colbert bounding to his desk with a grin that barely masked the steel in his gaze, his voice a whip crack that sliced through the crowd's restless hum. The audience, still riding the high of his opening salvo, cheered wildly, their energy a pulsing current, their anticipation thick as Colbert resumed his nightly ritual of dismantling Elon Musk. No guest, just him, his monologues a relentless barrage these past weeks, each one a deeper cut at Musk's crumbling facade, from Tesla's woes to his political dance. What had been a steady roast now flared into a full-on destruction, a verbal onslaught that would soon leave Musk speechless, his muted collapse a gift to Colbert's reign. Colbert didn't hesitate, his tone a mix of delight and disdain as he picked up the thread, diving back into Musk's Cybertruck recall with a glee that set the room ablaze. He recounted the latest glitch, brakes locking up mid-drive, his voice climbing as he mocked Musk's ex-defense, a rambling post about teething pains that Colbert turned into a stand-up bit, mimicking Musk's typing with exaggerated flair. The crowd erupted, their laughter a tidal wave, some doubling over, others clapping, as he questioned how a man who'd sent cars to Mars couldn't keep one rolling on Earth. He didn't stop there, pivoting to Tesla's stock slide, his sarcasm Sharp as he asked if Musk's genius was in building dreams or just crashing them, the audience's cheers a steady drumbeat behind him. The fire built, Colbert's rhythm a relentless pulse as he wove Musk's political flip-flops into the mix, his hands slashing the air, his eyes wide with a mock confusion that drew the crowd deeper. He replayed Musk's Trump rally cameo, the awkward fist pump, then his backpedal days later, his tone a blend of scorn and amusement as he wondered aloud if Musk was leading a revolution or just chasing applause. The audience fueled it, their gasps morphing into roars, some shouting affirmations, others leaning in, as Colbert piled on, his jabs a tapestry of Musk's contradictions. He lingered on the billionaire's ex-rants, his voice dripping with disdain, as he asked if Musk thought tweets could patch the holes in his story, or if he was just yelling into a void that didn't care. Off stage, the storm was brewing, the crew buzzing as whispers spread. Musk had seen the clips, his X-feed lighting up with a response that wasn't landing as planned. He'd fired off posts, calling Colbert a smug elitist, a late-night relic, but the words faltered, his usual bravado stilted, disjointed, a shadow of his typical swagger. Backstage screens glowed with the fallout, staffers gaping as Musk's replies drew more jeers than cheers online, his fans split, his critics pouncing, the tide turning as Stewart's earlier dog jabs echoed in this fresh wound. The audience didn't know yet, their focus locked on Colbert, but the air shifted, a producer nodding at the host mid-riff, the chaos a silent fuel for the night's crescendo. By the break, the studio thrummed with a fierce charge. Colbert's hands planted on the desk, his grin a dare as he rapped, the crowd a live circuit amplifying his every word. What had been a weeks-long campaign was hitting its peak, each monologue a brick in a wall that boxed Musk in, his offstage flailing a sign the cracks were widening. The audience's roar shook the set, their energy a testament to a host who'd turned satire into a sledgehammer, the latest clips already racing online to stoke the fire. Could Musk's silence hold against this onslaught, or was Colbert's next move the one to end it? As the lights dipped, the stage simmered, the reckoning drawing near. The Late Show studio pulsed with a raw electric buzz as Stephen Colbert returned from the break, his stride purposeful, his grin a mix of triumph and mischief, his voice booming over the audience's restless cheers. The crowd, their energy, a live current roared their approval, their anticipation, a steady thrum still hooked on Colbert's weeks-long crusade against Elon Musk, a string of monologues that had chipped away at the tech titan's armor. No guest tonight, just Colbert, his hands slashing the air, his eyes glinting as he prepared to land the killing blow. What had been a steady dismantling now erupted into a devastating takedown, a barrage that would leave Musk speechless, his muted collapse a testament to Colbert's unrelenting win. Backstage, the chaos was a full-on blaze, the crew scrambling as Musk's meltdown unfolded in real time, a flood of posts that had started as defiance but crumbled into silence. He'd fired off jabs, calling Colbert a washed-up hack, a corporate mouthpiece. But the steam ran out fast, his usual flair replaced by stilted retorts that trailed off mid-thought. His last tweet a cryptic that hung like a white flag. Staffers huddled over phones, their whispers frantic, watching as Musk's feed went dark, his team reportedly reeling, insiders murmuring he'd been pacing his office, fuming, then frozen, staring at clips of Colbert's latest roast. The audience didn't know the full scope, but the crew did. Their nods to Colbert subtle, urgent, the offstage unraveling a fuel he'd soon ignite. Onstage, Colbert seized the moment, his instincts razor-sharp as he turned to the crowd, his voice a blend of glee and steel as he dove into the night's climax. He didn't rush, instead building the tension, recapping his monologues with a storyteller's flair. From the Cybertruck flops to Musk's Trump tango, his tone a slow burn that drew the audience in. Then he dropped the hammer, revealing he'd seen Musk's ex flailing, his delivery a mix of mock pity and savage delight as he read the faltering posts aloud, pausing on the ellipsis, his eyebrows arched as he asked if that was all the great Elon had left. The crowd exploded, their laughter a thunderclap, some leaping up, others pounding seats, as Colbert painted Musk as a man out of quips, a titan silenced by a comedian's mirror. The segment soared, Colbert turning Musk's collapse into a masterstroke, his humor a blade that cut deeper with each line, his voice rising as he tied it all together. He mocked the weeks of buildup, the Tesla stumbles, the political waffling, suggesting Musk's silence was the real innovation, a breakthrough in humility from a guy who'd rather tweet than talk. The audience roared, their cheers a tidal wave, their connection palpable as Colbert leaned into the desk, his pauses a rhythm that held them tight, his grin daring Musk to listen. He didn't gloat outright, letting the absurdity speak, his tone a mix of triumph and disbelief that turned the night into a rout. By the break, the studio was his, Musk's mute retreat a shadow to Colbert's command, a win carved from a campaign that hit its mark. The final break faded, and the Late Show studio burst into a vibrant roar, the lights bathing Stephen Colbert in a glow that matched the fire in his eyes, his stance relaxed yet radiating a quiet, unshakable triumph, his grin wide as he faced the audience. The crowd, their energy a surging tide, erupted in cheers, their anticipation a living pulse, their earlier buzz now a thunderous ovation, fully gripped by Colbert's weeks-long demolition of Elon Musk through his monologues. No guest, just him, his hands resting on the desk, his voice steady as he prepared to seal the night. What had built through relentless roasts now culminated in a devastating victory. Musk's speechless collapse a silent trophy, and Colbert closed it with a flourish that left no doubt who'd won. He didn't linger on Musk's mute retreat, didn't chase the easy applause of a downed foe, instead stepping into the moment with a grace that filled the room, his tone warm yet edged with the steel that had carried him through. He spoke of resilience, of the power in peeling back hype to reveal truth. His words a subtle nod to the campaign that had silenced a titan, a reflection on those who faltered when the jests hit too close. The audience leaned in, their laughter soft and knowing, a shared exhale as Colbert wove the night into a broader tale, his humor a thread that tied the chaos to a win they could taste. He didn't name Musk. The billionaire's silence spoke, louder than any quip, a ghost that underscored Colbert's reign without stealing its light. Offstage, the fallout was a digital storm, Musk's abrupt quiet a void that fans and critics filled with glee, clips of Colbert's monologues racking up views, his final blow a viral dagger that turned Musk's ellipsis into a punchline. Pundits pounced, online chatter swelled, Musk's team issuing no response, their silence a deafening echo of a battle lost, the narrative cemented by a host who'd turned weeks of jabs into a knockout. Back in the studio, Colbert eased into the close, bringing out a musical guest whose upbeat strums washed over the crowd. A gentle wave after the fire, the audience swaying, their applause a warm heartbeat, the night's tension melting into a glow they owned as much as he did. As the clock ticked down, Colbert took his final stand, alone under the lights, his presence a beacon that held the space with effortless command. He didn't revisit the takedown. His win was the show itself, a seamless arc from roast to triumph that needed no encore. He thanked the crowd, his voice rich with gratitude, his eyes sparkling as he soaked in their roar, then leaned in, his tone a mix of warmth and mischief. He urged them to keep tuning in, to smash that like button if they'd loved the ride, and to hit subscribe for more nights where wit met the mighty, a call as natural as his grin. The room detonated, a standing ovation shaking the walls, a tidal wave of sound saluting a host who'd destroyed a giant with words alone. The cameras swept wide, catching the sea of faces, some beaming, others still buzzing, all bound by a tale that ended clean and bold. Colbert waved, the applause crashing over him, and the screen faded to black, a perfect cap to a night that stood tall, its echo sealed with a nudge to join the fun. Hey, if you love this SmackDown, hit like, subscribe, and stick with us for more.